Hello everyone. Today I'm going to give a presentation on Amazon DynamoDB, and you can see the logo over here and the presentation overview. The key points of the presentation are introduction and history of DynamoDB, motivation and features of DynamoDB, the use cases, advantages and disadvantages of DynamoDB, and the usability of DynamoDB, and cost analysis for DynamoDB, comparing it with another cloud providers, and the conclusion. Amazon DynamoDB, a NoSQL database service that is offered by Amazon. Amazon released DynamoDB on January 18, 2012, and it lets you create a database that can store and retrieve any data and serve any level of request traffic. It supports both document and key value store models. The motivation for bringing up a NoSQL database is relational database cannot cope up with modern applications. This is because of low throughput, only vertical scaling, object relational mapping is expensive, and the thinking of one size fits all is flawed. The asset is not always needed, which is atomacy, consistency, isolation, and durability. And the key features are automatic data replication, infinitely scalable read-only running on IPS optimized solid-state drives, a provisioned throughput model, Amazon DynamoDB accelerator, which is called as DAX, data backup to S3, integrated with other AWS services, and pay-per-use model. And the security and access control is very good. And these are few companies which use Amazon DynamoDB, and Redfin is one of them. Redfin manages data on hundreds of millions of properties using Amazon DynamoDB. We have billions of records on DynamoDB being refreshed daily, hourly, or even by seconds. So this is the word spoken by Director of Big Data and Data Analytics of Redfin. Use case 2 and Experia's real-time analytic application use DynamoDB. With DynamoDB, we were up and running in less than a day, and there is no need for team to maintain it. Nexon uses DynamoDB as its primary game database for a mobile game hit. And these are the words spoken by department manager. By using Amazon DynamoDB, we decrease our initial investment cost and only pay for what we use. And Duolingo scales to store 31 billion items using DynamoDB. These are the words spoken by CTO of Duolingo. Using AWS, we can handle traffic spikes that expands to even 7 times the amount of normal traffic. The advantages of DynamoDB are it is fast, consistent performance, and highly scalable, fully managed, and event-driven programming, and fine-grained access control and flexibility. When it comes to disadvantages, it's a 64 kb limit on row size. Consistency comes with a cost. Attribute values cannot be null or empty. And joins are impossible, and indexing is very bad. And the usability supports various platforms such as .NET, PHP, Java, Python, and Ruby, etc. The pricing is very simple. The data modeling is very flexible using JSON, auto scaling, and DAX, and in-memory cache that can reduce DynamoDB response time from milliseconds to microseconds, making it usability very easy. Fully managed cloud database. This is a DynamoDB data model. It is schemaless except for primary key. Each value can have any number of attributes. And attributes is a name value pair. And you can see on the right, this is a table, and this is the item in a table, and the attributes are like this. You can add any number of attributes. Data model concepts. There are primary keys in which you can have a hash type and hash and range type. You can see over here, this is a hash type primary key. And secondary indexes, where you can have local secondary or global secondary. And DynamoDB data types, there are scalar data types and multi-value data types. Advanced topics in DynamoDB are design patterns and best practices, data modeling, understanding partitions, and DynamoDB scaling. When it comes to cost discussion, terms involved in DynamoDB pricing are WCU, number of items written per second, into items size in 1 KB block, and RCU, number of items per second into item size in 4 KB blocks. Target utilization, real consumed capacity by total provisioned capacity. This is a formula used to calculate the cost of it. And the pricing you can see over here, provision throughput, and the provision throughput, read and write, and indexing data storage. The details of it are one write capacity unit provides up to one write per second, enough for 2.5 million writes per month. And it's gonna charge as low as 0.47 per WCU. And for RCU, it's gonna be as low as 0.09 per dollars. And indexing data storage, DynamoDB charges an hourly rate per GB of disk space that your table consumes, as low as 0.25 GB. In the auto scaling example, creating a new table in US East, that is in North Virginia region, targets utilization of 70%, and the minimum capacity units are 200 RCUs and 100 WCUs, and maximum capacity set to default limit of 40,000 RCUs and 40,000 WCUs. During the first hour of using DynamoDB, auto scaling will be triggered if actual utilization is within the target utilization. Bill for the hour would be $0.065 for the 100 WCS provision and 0.013 for 100 RCUs provision. During the second hour, it's going to be a little bit higher. If consumed utilization increased to 100 and 100 RCUs, resulting in provision capacity of 143 RCUs and 143 RCUs, there will be percentage of 100 consumed divided by percentage of 143 provision. The bill for the second hour would be 0.0925 for 143 WCS and 0.0159 for 143 RCS. Monthly bill for the table is sum of the hourly prices of capacity provisioned by auto scaling through the month. Cost example in US East region, number of requests per second is going to be 100 writes, number of reads per second going to be 200. This data is read twice, the data is read twice, the data size is 2 KB, and cost for S3 monthly going to be total number of write requests equals to 359.2 million requests per month. Total storage is going to be like 493 GB, and the cost for write request is going to be $1296 US, and cost for read is going to be 207.36 US, and pricing going to be like this, 0.004 per 1000 requests. Cost for storage is going to be $11. It's going to be 0.023 per GB. Cost for data returning is going to be $0.34, and data written by S3 results in 0.007 per GB, and the total cost is going to be approximately $1,500. Cost using DynamoDB, number of WCUs is $200 since 2 KB. Monthly revenue cost going to be 200 WCS into $0.47 per WCS. That's going to be $94. And the number of RCUs is going to be 200 since the data is read twice. Monthly cost going to be 200 RCUs into 0.09 per RCUs. That's going to be $18. And the cost for storage is 494.3 GB into 25 per GB, and the overall is going to be 123.575. And the total cost is 235, which is 6 times cheaper than S3. That's not all. If the data size per request is 50 KB instead of 2 KB, cost for S3 would be approximately 3,000 per month, whereas DynamoDB would cost approximately 6,500, almost twice expensive as S3. And conclusion, It is fast, flexible, and non-relational database, reliable performance and automated scaling, great fit for mobile, web, gaming, and ad technologies, and IoT and many other applications. Cost effective is in some use cases. That's it of DynamoDB, and thank you everyone.